all have these promotional things going out, and what Gagan and I are trying to do is get all of these new developments on his website and have them posted. But when we went into the websites that we're looking at, we found that when you search, new development Vancouver, you're going to come up with a whole plethora of websites for new development, but if you start clicking on them, you're going to find that they lead to they're a facade, and they're actually run by realtors. So I ran into Mike Stewart. I ran into all the different guys in the office that have these personas out there that they're representing all of these websites, and they're kind of a funnel to generate leads. And as soon as you log on to them, the first question they ask you, are you working with a realtor, or are you a realtor? And that's kind of a thing that I always put, I am a realtor, and yeah, I just want to be on your mail list and let me know. But what we did, instead of going in through whoever's website, what we did is we found out who the development was, and then we searched the development name, Intercorp or whatever it was, went into the Intercorp website, and then we went through the Intercorp system to get all the information we need and have our links into Intercorp directly, rather than through somebody else's website. So what we're doing is we're supplementing the other realtors with us, and we're going to put his facade in front. And so when people search Intercorp, downtown, they'll probably come up with 10 websites. One of them will be his, one of them will be Intercorp's, and the other 9 will be other realtors, or 8 will be other realtors. But at least if you get that one click through, and you're doing a good job with your website and the information and knowledge, you get that one click through. That's you're generating your own leads, and it's all about generating leads, guys. You guys got to be out there pounding the pavement. It's going to be, it's been a tough year, 2023, but the forecast for 2024 is good. The market is up. Everything's happening. Prices are holding. We're doing really, really well here, compared to, what the economy is doing. So you really want to get out there and start putting your best foot forward. So I would suggest to all of you, and Mike and I are talking about this for the office as well, to generate leads for you guys, to get all of these different developments on our website, on the in-town website, but you should all be doing the same as well. So the old saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and you guys are the tough ones. You guys are Century 21. You ought to be out there doing that stuff. And you can Mike's we've got Angeli here that's pretty good with that stuff. I know that we have a couple of the guys that have hired people that kind of help them with the marketing. But if you know a young person or internet person, and I guess every young person is an internet person compared to me, they know more than I do. But start building that information onto your website, and you can start directing people that. So that's kind of number one. But the other part of your website, it should be an informational website. You should be having the stats on there. You should have the interest rates, something about them, and you should be blogging on your websites, right? Like Mike always says, don't just take the stats and regurgitate them out there, but put a comment at the top, just like I did now. Hey, we had a tough market in 2023, but we have a really strong start to 2024, and prices are up. Prices are moving up. They're holding right now, but from year to year, prices are up. Put that comment on the top of your stats or whatever you want, but push it out there and start getting it out there. But I think the key thing here, guys, is to have the information on your website, and that's going to do a number of things. That's going to bring clients in, but it's also going to make you more informed of what your inventory is. I mean, if you're a used car salesman and you don't know what's in the inventory in the back lot there and what's for sale and what's not, you're not going to sell anything. I mean, you need to know what and match the people to these things. So get out there, and Gagan said he's going to Gagan, are you still there, or did you just disappear? You check in and leave.
You wish I did, but I didn't.
If you could, guys, turn your videos on. It's a little more personal to everybody involved. It's just a little more friendly, guys, if you don't mind. I mean, I know we maybe didn't brush your teeth or comb your hair, but let's check in when we're checking in. Gagan, which one are you going to? Which development?
So today I'm going for the Apex, the one you sent in the Mike sent in the WhatsApp group. Somebody sent in the WhatsApp group.
I sent it to you. I sent everything.
Yeah, so it's the one in North Van. Apparently, they're giving good commission to the agents. Probably the highest so far I've heard.
How much is it? You recall in that email?
Sorry?
Do you recall what it said on the email? It was quite a good one. 10 grand or something, wasn't
Yeah,
it? In addition.
yeah, in addition. And also, uh, I kind of need to go back to Juno, the project with sorry. Apparently, a lot of the clients I am looking for, they're interested in that one, and a lot of Indian realtors are selling those ones. That's my my project for the day.
Yeah, well, that's Gagan. He went out and he got off his stuff and he went out there and he checked it out. And all of a sudden, when he went to check out the development for one client, that client flaked out, and another client said, "Well, maybe I'm interested." Now it sounds like you've got two or three more. So, you're generating your own energy here going forward. You got to get out there and get in your car, drive around, talk to these people, talk to them, sales manager, and get their card, give them your card, and then if you need something, you go and do them. I was doing one in Langley, and it's not my area. It's a client of mine, an old client, wanted to do something. I went to talk to a gal about that, and we looked at the development. And now I get if she calls me, she says, "Doug, you got anybody here? We're not doing GST anymore. I'll give you free GST." And she offers me these deals, and I kind of try and pass them on. But I mean, I don't do it full time. But I mean, that's the way you got to be. You got to be aggressive, guys. Get out there and don't sit in your office and do stuff. And then once you get that, I was telling Gagan this is don't just waste all that time and energy. Put all that information into your website, as a repository with all the information you got, and have a little bit more information about it. But have that available to your other clients, because it may not be this year, but a year from now, they may still have something going on. But as Gagan said, what we're talking about, what we're looking for is what's going on in the market. How are we going to market this guy's property where another realtor failed on it? And that was our objective in the class here. So one thing was we dug into the stats on that. And we're going to talk about stats today. That's what it's all about. But the other thing we looked at is there's a lot of incentives out there. And if you notice that all of the big developers are offering not only incentives for the buyer, but incentives for the realtor. So if you're going to make, your regular commission might be 25 grand or 30 grand on a property with a developer, and they offer you an extra 10 or 15,000, and you're going to go to 40 or 45. That's going to be a big thing. That's huge. I mean, I don't, we're supposed to be working on behalf of our client, and our self-interest isn't supposed to be there, but human nature is obvious that it is, because they're gonna, even Gagan, I sent that to him out of the blue here. I said, "Holy shit, these guys are offering a whole crap load." I sent it to him, and of course he jumps on it. He's gonna go out and have a look at it and see what's going on, because he would like to make that commission on it, instead of a nice $40,000 commission sets you up for the year and off you go. So, guys, don't be afraid of that. Sonny, you there? How you doing? How's your week going? Wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
Have you ever used a buyer's agent bonus on any of your listings ever?
Buyer's agent bonus?
Yeah, like if you bring me an offer before such and such, there's a $3,000 bonus on it.
Yeah, I think I got it a few times. Yes.
You got it, or you offered it?
I got it, but I'm not sure. I did offer it, but I never. I mean, we never really sold that property. Yeah, it was just out of the price point. But yeah,
I'm wondering, and I mean, I'm sure, and I'm almost positive there, if you would have kept stats on it, that your number of calls went up after the fact. You probably got, whether it's 2 or 3 or 10 or 20 more calls on
for
that
sure.
very property, and
sure.
that's what Gagan and I were talking about. We're stuck on this thing that the guy's price on it was, the other realtor's price was pretty good. So it's going to have to come down to marketing. How do we market this better than the other guy? And not only how do we market it better than the other guy, but how do we sell the owner on marketing it? And the deal with these incentives, these bonuses, if I get an accepted offer that's going to close before the end of March 31st, $10,000 bonus. Well, if you think of that from an owner's perspective, they can, if he's saying that he's selling at $1.6 million, say, and he's got an option to drop the price to $1.5 million to make a difference. You're not going to drop it from $1.6 million to $1.590 million. It doesn't make any sense at all. He's going to have a significant drop to get it into the ballpark. But instead of dropping 100 grand, where he's going to be out 100 grand, what if we were to try offering a $10,000 bonus first? So he still gets the five, he's not gonna get the 1.6 million, he's gonna get 1.59 million because we've got to pay the extra bonus. And you can do an addendum to his contract saying that in addition to the regular commission that you're already charging, if we bring an offer, to close before the end of March, the owner will pay another $10,000. So instead of dropping his price to 1.5 million, we leave it at 1.6 million, put the $10,000 bonus on there, see what happens. They still get the 1.59, and he's happy with that. So that's a consideration you guys got to make as well. You got to get smart on your marketing, but you also want to have all the information to go at that and attack that with and present that to them. So Gagan and I are trying to get our presentation together. We went through Autoprop. We went through all of the different. Called the city. We went on the city website and we looked at their Interact Map to see if we could find out anything there. And we're putting all this information into the mix here, and then we're going to come up with a really good presentation. We're looking at the CMA that you do on Autoprop. If none of you ever done it, you really want to do that. It's a very good tool to use. You want to use that. There's a Cloud CMA that we can use. That's on Paragon. We got the Paragon itself, which is very good. And we're also using the Century 21 website for our presentation. So I find that the Century 21 website presentation is more, it's polished. And it's more about Century 21 and what a big corporation we are. And we have connections all over the world. We have, I don't know, Mike, how many realtors we've got in Canada now? And how many offices? Sorry to put you on the spot there.
400 locations, 11,000 agents, every major city. The world is 86 countries, 15,000 locations within whatever, because it always moves, and about 155,000 licenses.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the website has all about that and who you are and a little bit more about you. I find that the Paragon website is more about the numbers, and it's got the different pages, how long it's been on the market, list high, list low, the 3 different strategies of listing. If you list too high, you're not going to have anybody coming through, but you're looking for that one in 1,000 guy that comes through and lists the house for him, wants to buy it. If you go in low, everybody and their dog comes by, half of them don't qualify. You might get in a bidding war, hopefully get in a bidding war, and maybe it'll go over what you anticipated. Consequence of that is all you get is low ball offers. You get nothing anywhere near you had. Then you got kind of egg on your face on that one there. Or you go in about the market price, and you're only going to get a half a dozen people through, but you're going to get the one that can afford it. It's a right price for them, and so on and so forth. So the Paragon CMA does all of that and talks a little bit about that, what's going on and how long it's been on the market and when to take it off the market, that kind of thing. The Autoprop one is very detailed, all about the land, the property, the OCP, official community plan, zoning, that kind of thing, more of a technical one. And then the Cloud CMA is somewhat a mix of them all, but I found that between the Cloud CMA and the Autoprop CMA, if you put the address in and let it do it itself, you're not going to get really good figures, because that's AI doing it. It's artificial intelligence kind of picking out your comparables and so on and so forth, and it can't really see. Well, I don't know. It's all on on numbers and codes and so on and so forth. It figures out what. But Gagan and I had found one that came out on the Autoprop CMA that was sold a year or 2 ago. It was his date was way out of date, and the pricing wasn't quite right. So if you do use one of those ones, that's fine. But go in there and pick and choose which comparables that AI uses, so that you're getting a more accurate, more time-sensitive comparison. So they're all within 6 months. They're all in that area. They're all such and such and such and such. So it's like anything else. I think Mike asked last week, can we use AI to read the strata documents? And the answer is sure you can. But how accurate is it? And if it's not accurate and it tells you something inaccurate, are you liable for it? And I would hazard a guess to say yes, you are. There's something in the news right now with the lawyers, and some lawyer used GPI, whatever it is, GTP, for her case, and the AI came up with a bunch of cases that weren't real, and she used them in court. And they weren't even real. They weren't even real, court cases. But somehow it made it up, and then she's liable for it. Now it's the law society's in arms about this, about using it. Same for us, guys. You can't use AI and depend on it. You can use it as a support and get more information, but make sure you're verifying it, all that information all the way along. Don't just take it for granted that it's accurate. And that's the same with our CMAs. We're coming up with these comparables that aren't really comparables. They're 2 years old, and that's not good enough. So make sure you're going in there and doing it. But the question was for Gagan and I is like, how do we figure out what the hell the price of a property in Chilla or Cloverdale is doing, and what's the market doing out there? Did anybody know what's going on? Sonny, what's going on in Cloverdale?
I would not know, but I know about Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows.
Yeah, but I'm looking Cloverdale. How about you, Taryn? Do you know what's going on in Cloverdale? What's the market doing out there?
Nope, I do not.
Oh, Karen popped in. There you are. Karen, you don't know what's going on, you guys. Well, I'm glad you all asked, because there's a way to do that. Let me just share my screen with you now. I'm going to go into a little bit about all of the stats coming out, and really, the bottom line on these stats, guys, is exactly what I said in the first 2 lines, and that's all your client wants to know. We had a tough year last year. The market is good. It's getting better now. It looks like everything's coming into focus now, and people are starting to get off the sidelines, both buyers and sellers. Prices are up from last year, but the forecast going forward is looking pretty good. It's not bad. So the bottom line at Real Estate Board, I think, is we're up 2 to 3% this year. All you need to know. Right? A good time to buy? Yeah. The prices are moving up. They're not moving up fast, but they're going to go up slightly. So your investment's going to be solid. Time to sell? Yeah. It's not going to move too much. Prices are good now. It's not going to go up exponentially. So get rid of it now while you can, kind of thing. So you got all that there. Let me just go into the stats now. I'm going to start sharing. I've got about 5 screens open here. So we'll start with the Real Estate Board stats. And this is on Paragon, right off of there, right off the Real Estate Board. And I'm going to start sharing. Can you guys see the news release thing? Just a thumbs up there. Thanks. All I did is I highlighted this one here. Home sales across Metro Vancouver housing market off to a strong start 2024. That's all we really need to know, guys. Just hit the highlights on it. If sellers don't step off the sidelines soon, the competition among buyers could tilt the market back into a seller's territory as available inventory struggles to keep pace with demand. And if you read a little bit further down, if you wanted information to send this isn't for you guys. You guys should know this. This is for your clients. Your clients need to know what the difference between a buyer's and a seller's market is. And Sonny, can you give me a brief explanation what the difference between a seller's and a buyer's market is? Sorry, I don't mean to bug you, bud, but
Doug, you're picking on me, aren't you? Well, it depends on the sales to active ratio. So if the ratio is below, 20 or 15%, then it's a buyer's market. If it's between 15 and 20, it's a balanced market. And if it's above 20, it's a seller's market. So awesome. The ratio of the sold properties to active properties. So if there's not too many sold properties, obviously it's the buyer's market. If there's a lot of sold properties, then it's a seller's market.
Good. And Sonny, I don't mean to be picking on, but you're experienced realtor, and that's just your right off the cuff answer. It's pretty close. It's 12% for between 12 and 20, but you're good. But that's what you all need to know. But does your client know that is the question here. And what this information does is helps with your client. And every month they put out a 2-minute video, Real Estate Board. You can attach that to your website. You can send it out on an email, whatever, and it explains that sales to active ratio. Anything below 12% is a buyer's market. Anything above 20 is a seller's market, and anything in between is a balanced market. So that's going to be important in talking about these. And you want to educate your client as you go along. As you're sending this information, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer or Seller, this is what I want you to understand so that when we're talking the same language. So this is what they're talking about when it's moving from a buyer's market to a seller's market. It's on the edge right now. Across all detached, attached, and apartment property types, the sales to active listing ratios for January 2024, 17.2%. That's a balanced market. By property type, the ratio is 11.9 for detached home. That's a buyer's market. There are more sellers than buyers, so you can negotiate the price a little bit better. 22.9% for attached and 19.9 for apartment. So your townhouses are in a seller's market. They're calling the shots. Sellers are calling the shots, and your apartments are just moving out of a seller's market into a balanced market. So you got a little wiggle room to negotiate. And that's what your client has to understand. Whether they're a buyer or a seller, they need to know where that market is so that they can adjust their offers and they're accepting offers or not rejecting offers relative to these kind of things. And this is the bottom line. You want to say this. It's our 2024 forecast is calling for 2 to 3% increase in price by end of the year. All you need to know. All right, it's not going to be a losing proposition to buy a home. If you hang on to the home, yeah, you're going to do a little bit better, but not a whole lot. You're probably paying 5% in your mortgage, so go ahead and sell it. I mean, you're going to probably save money on that if you don't have another house to buy or if you're going to put it into something else. So that's all you need for your marketing. Use that however you want. Now, if you want to get into the nuts and bolts as you roll down here, it tells you about the prices, sales of detached homes. It's a 7.3, let's see, the benchmark price for the home, 1940. So it's 7.3 increase from January 2023. Apartments, 4.4% increase from January 2023. Attached homes, 4.3% increase from January. So all prices are up from a year ago. They're going to go up next year or this year. So that's all they really need to know. It's not going backwards right now. So don't let this doom and gloom, get into the market just now or into your give them the actual facts. These are what the professionals are saying. So then you get down into it and you can dig down into whatever the stats are there. And you guys all have a copy of this, okay? So this is the Vancouver in rendition of our set of stats there. The Fraser Valley has the same thing. I'm going to close this one down. You can go into all of these. I've highlighted them for you. You can look at what's happening in the market, single family. And like Mike says, this is the shotgun approach. This is the whole overall view of it all. But what you're getting out of that is prices are going to be going up. Prices are up from last year. That's all you need out of this whole thing. You don't want to use this one for your pinpoint thing like we were doing in Cloverdale. We're going to get into the Cloverdale thing, but I'm going to show you how I pinpointed that to a one bullet right through to get exactly what I wanted. This is the overall view, but it's a good thing to have. That's what the people are getting in the news. The news is, Province, Sun, Globe, they're going to get their information from the real estate board and the stats come out. Hey, prices are going to go up this next year 2 to 3%. So I'm going to close that one down. And I'm going to open up this is the Fraser Valley one. Can you all see my Fraser Valley thing here? Mike, can you have a look at that and see, is that Fraser Valley? Okay. So this is the same thing from Fraser Valley. Now, all you have to do on this one here is I went in here and I've highlighted that too. So if I'm going to meet with somebody in the Fraser Valley, Surrey, whatever it is, I'm going to use this one here. This is their stats, and you just search Fraser Valley real estate stats, and it'll come take you into the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. And then you have access to the same information. So again here, what are they saying here? Overall, now here it's a little different story, okay? So overall benchmark prices continue to edge downward for the 6th month in a row, losing less than 0.5% from December and down 6% from 12-month peak in July. So a little more tending towards the buyer's market in the Fraser Valley. You're going to have a little bit more negotiating power there. And as a seller, you may have to, trim your price a little bit and take a little less. So you got to be prepared for that. But we don't want to tell the client that. We want them to come to that conclusion on their own by providing them with the stats and information that are appropriate to them. I'm just going to scroll down here, and I found this is our. I'm going to make this a little bigger if you can see it. I found Surrey Cloverdale, and I looked average price is kind of finding it's up 0.7% from this is January 2023, January 24 to 23. It's up 15%. From December 2023 to January, it looks like it's up about 0.7%. So prices are moving up in that area. It's not the whole overall area, but that's Cloverdale. But what I'm getting at here is that I've come from Vancouver and I'm focusing on Cloverdale, an area that I don't even know. Sunny doesn't know, Taryn doesn't know. We don't know that area. We don't live out there. We don't live and breathe, need it. If you ask Sunny what's going on downtown or Tara what's going on in Squamish, they know exactly what's happening. But none of us know what's going on here. So we have to have these stats available to us. Now I'm going to go down to the pinpoint thing. So we're going to get rid of that one. And let's look at Fraser Valley. This is, you've all got the Snapstats. Can you see the Snapstats? All right, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find Cloverdale, where we're looking at, if I can find it now. North Delta, Cloverdale. There's Cloverdale now. So the Snapstats are more specific. Now we're going to pinpoint this. It's not going to be a shotgun anymore. I'm going to find the exact area, the exact type of house, and see what the market's doing in that area for that individual person. So now my stats are being tailor-made for that one listing in that one area, and I'm trying to get as close as I can to that property. So Cloverdale now, I'm finding that, and again, when we looked at the sales to active ratio, 32%. So 72 homes were listed. This is detached houses, by the way, for Cloverdale. There were 72 listed, 23 sold. Now, when I'm using this matrix, I want to have a number of houses. I don't want to have 2 or 3. I want to have a good number so that I'm getting a good even value on it. If you have 2 or 3 and 2 sold, you're at 66%. That's not a good value to have. But if you have a large number to pull from, you're going to get a more accurate number. There were 72 listed, 23 sold. That's pretty good. It's showing that your sales to active rate is 32%. Remember, 20%, above 20% is a seller's market. So that's in a seller's market. But is that across the board? Is that for all properties out there? Well, no, it's not. If you look over to the left-hand side here, you're going to find that the sales to active ratio here, and this has got 27 sales, 20 or listings, 26 listings, 14 listings, and it's got 12, 5, and 4 sales. And then it kind of drops off a little bit. It's not giving you any metrics on it. But these are all anywhere from $1.5 million to like 2 million. It's selling at somewhere the sales to active rate is basically in a seller's market. So what we're looking at when we're doing our presentation to this guy, he's in a pretty good situation. He's in a seller's market. I would say I'd have to look a little bit more into it, but generally speaking, this guy's, he's got some good things going on. So we just have to figure out, sorry, I still got that cold, guys. We just have to figure out how to market that property and get it out to as many people as possible. And this kind of comes around to that bonus on it. We want to take it off the listing for a while, put it up as a new listing, but throw it up there with a bonus for 10 grand. So list it at $1.6 million, put a $10,000 bonus on it and see what happens. We're gonna get calls. We're gonna probably get a lot of calls on that one there. Whether or not they buy or not is another thing, but we're gonna generate the calls, and that's the first step into selling it. You got to generate the calls. You have to have people looking at it. You got to create a market for it. You have to a need for it kind of thing. And by doing that and using these metrics, when we do our presentation to the guy, this is what I would tell him. Hey, let's try it this way. Let's list $1.6 million. We'll give it a go. We're going to put a $10,000 bonus on it in addition to the regular commission, and let's run with that, see what happens, and we'll adjust from there going forward. So I mean, that would be my strategy as a realtor, and I mean a lot of other things go in there as well. You want to have really top-notch marketing. We've got Century 21 behind us. We've got all those guys across the world. We got we've got offices in China. We've got offices in India. Do we have an office in India, Mike? Don't know.
Yes, we do.
So yeah, I mean, so it's across the world, and you know, we're getting the exposure out there, and we're gonna pound the pavement around here. We're gonna go to you know, various different marketing techniques, whether it's Facebook or Marketplace and Facebook or all these other things that we're gonna list there to do for the guy to get it going. But what I've done is I've just melted everything down to kind of pinpoint thing, what's happening with the market, what's happening in his market there. Just gonna cut out of here. Cut out of Cloverdale. Let's get a little closer to home. Here's for most of you guys, Sonny, everybody, we're mostly downtown. So what's happening in the downtown market? Well, I'll tell you what. Can you all see my Vancouver downtown? I'll make it a little bigger for you. I'll tell you what's not happening. Cole Harbour right now. According to this, Cole Harbour had 121 listings. That's a lot. It had 7 sales. Its sales to active ratio is 6%. So I would say that, you know, if I've got somebody that's doing a listing in Cole Harbour, this metric would be very important to them in their strategy, pricing, and everything else. But if you look across the board, and we're still struggling, even downtown West End, Yaletown, 16% sales to active, 13%, 12%, average is about 13. So the downtown market being at 13 is just in the balanced market. Remember, below 12 is like 11. 11 would be a buyer's market. Over 20 would be a seller's market. So we're at the low end of a balanced market. If we go any lower, we're going to be into a buyer's market, meaning the buyers have all the negotiating skills. Anybody listing out there better be ready to sharpen their pencil and take an offer that might be a little lower than they would expect. So we got that there. But that being said, if you go to the left here in the Snapstats again, and you look at the price point here, anything really under $900,000. That being said, remember, this is over here on the right, it's showing a balanced market here. If you look on the left, anything under $1 million, under 900,000, the sales to active, I don't know if you can find anything 400 to 500, that'd have to be a leasehold, something like that, 58%, but they're gangbusters. 500 to 600, if there's anything there, it's 33%. 600 to 700 is 25%. 700 to 800 is 21%. And 800 to 900 is 20%. So even though this stat over here on the right is showing that you know, it's kind of a balanced market, the stat on the left and the price point is showing that that's not true in all cases. So you have to kind of find out where your guy sits. Now, if you got a guy that's going, you know, let's say his property is worth, you know, you did a CMA on it and it came in at 900,000. This time I'm going to pick on Karen. Karen, are you ready?
I will try.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. See, I've given you guys advance notice on these. Okay. Let's say you got a guy, you did a CMA on a guy, and the price came in at 910,000, the value of it. What would you probably list it at and why? Look at the left-hand side of the Snapstats on your screen. And tell me what's the difference between the guys that are listing 800 to 900 and the guys listing 900 to $1 million.
Right. It's 10%. So definitely you want to try to go below 900,000 to list.
Yeah, I'd probably go at 890 or something like that and try and get into that, you know, market, and maybe and you might get multiples on that because you're in that, you know, you're into a seller's market. You're going from a buyer's market right into a seller's market. You might get multiple dollars. You might get 9, 10 out of it anyway. You know what I mean? So this would be, again, a tool and a metric. You can show your seller where they want to be and what they want to be doing. So that's how to use the Snapstats to your advantage, or not to your advantage, but to your client's advantage. Because remember, we're using all of our skills to help our client get what they want out of it, and their best interest is our best interest. So the better you know these stats and what's going on in the market, the better you can help them. Now, these stats ought to be published on all your websites, and you have it available, or it should be in your mail outs, your newsletters, whatever you want. But you know, keep in mind, like Mike says, you have to summarize everything, and specifically, you know, this gives you a more pinpoint accuracy than does the general stats. But you know, you got to use all of those things to your client's advantage and helping them to explain them what's going on in the market, so you can develop a really good. I'm just going to stop sharing here. So you can develop yourself, you know, a good marketing plan for your client. But I think that all clients now expect you to have that knowledge and that information, and have this in your presentation going forward. So the stats are not. Don't just ignore them. Move on. Take what you need out of them going forward, and make sure you're getting the highlights going forward. And again, you know, the market's moving. It's not moving great, but it's going. Prices are going up. That's what I'm getting out of this. And it's going to be a pretty good market. It's going to be a tough market because we're comparing to last year, which was, you know, pretty crappy, but we're doing better than last year, but it's still going to be a tough market. But prices are going up. That's fine. They're not going up 10, 20%. But hey, I'll take the 2 or 3, better than going down. Any questions for anybody? Okay, Mike, that's it for me, buddy. I'm out of here. See ya. John.
Thank you, Doug. That was good. Wrote down lots of notes. Like I said, Doug says we gotta know our stats. We gotta know our backyard, and we have to know how to access stats in somebody else's backyard when the question comes up. Example, Cloverdale, that we don't do a lot of business in. But if someone that's thinking about buying or selling in Cloverdale, you should have access to those stats immediately on your phone, so you can go with them while you're sitting in front of them and just read it out and decipher the numbers, whether it's buyers or sellers market. So great ideas, Doug. My topics of the day, a couple things. Got a little list. It's coming up to spring, summertime, guys, and this is where the business students are coming out of school that are looking for employment, who are considering different professions to be in, and you can get some really good talent at your side for 2 to 4 months that are helping you work on your business. The value package there is absolutely incredible for the skill level that you're getting. And I have a few kids, not kids, they're not kids anymore. I have a few students that I know personally that people have been reaching out to me that would be an asset to any of you standing at your side to help you with social media, structure, website, tasks and stuff. So if you're interested, reach out to me on that one, and that would be great for you, in my opinion. We all got to keep on prospecting. We went over the last month in January about different ideas of prospecting. Is now posted on our YouTube page, which I encourage you guys to subscribe to, because all the content that Doug and I are doing is all sitting on YouTube. We used to have it sitting on our Google Docs, but why not have it on the YouTube? Because that's going to sit there for a while and keep producing content for us. So make sure you subscribe to Century 21 in Town Realty. Awards event is the 21st of this month. If you haven't registered, please do. It's at the Terminal City Club. Everybody's invited. And if you have an award, don't worry about picking up your award. Sorry. They asked us to do early registration, which means that you get your award at the event. The last thing I think I would want to do is pick up the award and have to babysit it for the whole event and maybe spill something on it or forget it. But they will have awards there for you to hold up and get your photo done. And if you haven't achieved an award, come see what the events are like. It's a good goal setting for you. Taryn's going to love this. Margarita Wednesday at the office. It's Heather's idea. It's replacing our Thursday because we got kids and sports and stuff like that. So it's 5 o'clock. Show up, say hi to everybody. There's going to be some nice snacks. There's going to be margaritas, Coronas, non-alcoholic stuff. And if you're partaking, please don't drive. Absolutely don't drive. An idea for prospecting: if you're feeling that you don't know what to do and you've been in the business for a while, and even if you're just starting out, sit down, turn your devices off, write the first 100 people that come to your head, and those should be 100 phone calls that you should do to say hi, remind them that you're in the business, tell them that you're in the business, ask for help, and shut up for 3 seconds and see what you get. Karen, if you did 100 calls, I know you would probably have 8 people that would probably give you a nugget or two about who's looking, or somebody else that's or them themselves that are doing it. Can you nod your head on that one, Taryn? Because I can see you. You know it. Video in the office. Angel and Angeli and Manat came up with an idea. We've got one of the offices that we've been using for people for our private breakout sessions. We're setting it up for video. So if you want to come in and get your video done by Angeli to talk about market stats, your favorite listing, your favorite neighborhood, your favorite restaurant, whatever, in the languages that you speak, book a time with her on an email. It's the admin.marketing@century21.ca, and come in and start practicing your video. It's free. We're here to help you promote yourself and get you used to being in front of the camera, because I know it's difficult for some, but it's not impossible, and we all should be doing it. Back at You Media is still one of the best apps. It is the best app that we have to promote your listings and your solds, with a very inexpensive spend that has tremendous impact on both on both Facebook and Instagram. And if you're not taking advantage of it, guys, simple number is you spend $200 on promoting your listing, you're going to get in front of roughly 10,000 eyes of people that are looking for real estate around that neighborhood who don't know you. And that's important, because if you promote your listing on your Facebook, that's people that are your friends will see it, or some of them will, because not everybody's looking at the same time. But you're getting in front of people that are looking for real estate. That's the algorithm that they do. And it ports off to Instagram as well. And if you get a sold, do the same thing. You're investing in yourself, and you're doing yourself a disfavor if you're not using that app, in my humble opinion. Autoprop is a great product that Doug was talking about. I think that we all should be investing in that, because people are hiring you for your knowledge, and if all you know is the same stuff they're getting from the Vancouver Real Estate Board, then they're smarter than you. And the Century 21 Present is a platform to make it look better. And if I give anybody the same data and one sheet looks better than the other, and it's the same numbers, the same data, everybody goes for the better presentation. So spend more time to cut and paste that data into our present template, and trust me, your first impression, or your impressions going forward, will be a lot better than choosing the same product that 15,000 other realtors have access to. Make it your own. Oh, and another one, price. So Doug says buyer's market, seller's market, interest rates. You know, I'm hearing people on the phone, and how I look at it is our interest rates, I feel from what I'm told from people that are smarter than me, that they're going to start coming down in 25 basis points, 50 basis points in time. But the price of properties is going up. I did a simple number, 2.5%, just based on one of the slides Doug said, and that's a low number. So if your interest rate goes down 0.5 point, 50 basis points or 1/4 basis points, but the property goes up 2.5%, you're waiting for the market, for the interest rates to drop, you're buying at a higher price always. So look at the long term. Don't look at the short term. Yes, everybody has to be price conscious and interest rate conscious, but if you got some people on the fence, it's a simple way for them to look at the math and say, now's the time that we should do it, because we're stepping in the market when we're absolutely ready. I don't have anything more to do. I'm going to be doing some tips and tricks videos to be sending out on a weekly basis. Smart ideas, just try to get everybody to do something at the same time. Like, for an example, once a day on your social media, pick a listing that you like and promote that listing. When that, you can ask the realtor, if it's not your listing, ask a realtor in the office or outside our office, if you can promote it to say, this is a pretty cool listing. This is what I like about it. If you want information, come and contact me. It's just content. It's simple content. And it's also keeping you engaged into the backyards that you are representing, right? And own your own backyard, whether you live in a tower, you live in suburbia, I don't care, but own that neighborhood. Be known for being the realtor in that neighborhood, because when you walk around and getting your groceries and buying your gas and whatever, people will recognize you, and that's what you're there for, is to be recognized and have something on you that says who you represent, because otherwise you are invisible, and we don't want to be invisible. Taryn should have on her jacket when she's riding her Harley. It's not a Harley, is it? It's a Harley. She should have Taryn the realtor, the Harley realtor, whatever. You know what I mean? Just have a baseball cap when you're walking a seawall. When you're walking your dog, have something there. When you go to the airport, have the Century 21 sticker on your laptop. Just get recognized. Don't have to be obnoxious like the Harley idea, but it's the premise is the same. Is do something that's going to make you stand out as the real estate professional when you are working. And an example to this, back in the day when the Gold Jackets were a play, when I first got hired by Century 21, my boss Brian Rushton, some dearly, bought me a gold jacket, and he said, wear the gold jacket, wear this. And I said, well, I don't want to wear that. And he says, well, wear it when you get your groceries and when you pump your gas. And as a good employee, I listened to my boss and pumped gas, got groceries, and I would get asked real estate questions, and I'd write down on my card, because we didn't have iPhones and everyone has pagers. And I went over to the Century 21 office in Richmond and always handed them someone's name that was interested in a real estate transaction. And every now and then one of the realtors would come by head office, because that's where it was back in the day, 93, when I started, and they give me a couple bucks because something closed, and that just tells you it works, right? And it's always
That's illegal, Mike.
huh?
It's illegal.
Well, that was
Unlicensed
that was before all those rules came into effect. That's 93. That we were
Yeah, I know,
still
I'm kidding.
cowboys back then. But anyway, you know what I mean? It's get recognized. Don't be shy. Don't be invisible. Do it your own way, but have some fun with it. But that's all I got to say. Awards, really important for you guys to register for your awards. I don't want it to get cut off, because it's at Terminal City Club. They have to set up the rooms, set up the tables, get the food order in place, and last minute Charlies really screw up their process. Margarita Wednesday, it's on, show up, whether it's 15 minutes or for how long that we go at. It's going to be a great day, and I look forward to seeing everybody. And Doug, what did you want to say?
Foreign buyers tax extended for another 2 years till 2025. So no more still no foreign buyers, another 2 years.
Yeah, that was brilliant news. Not, but anyway, it is what it is. I don't want to go into politics today because Heather says I'm not allowed. But anyway, have a great week, guys. If you need me, yeah, go ahead.
The foreign buyers tax is extended to 2027? Question mark?
No, we're not allowing any foreign buyers till 2025, I think it is.
That's right.
No foreign buyers, period.
But there are some caveats to that as it pertains to PR papers, applying for PR papers. We should get a write-up on what is a foreign buyer and what are not the loopholes, but how somebody that's not exactly a resident yet is able to buy real estate and post that up.
We'll have that towards the end of the month, Mike. I got a guest speaker for that. You can.
So that's the federal foreign buyer's ban.
Yeah.
Anyway, when all the data is out, we will regurgitate that for sure. Good question. All right, guys, I'm signing off. If you need me, you know how to get me. Stay well. Bye-bye.